Tariff pressures are straining the Philippine fiber industry's prospects and keeping competitive overseas. The industry supports about 2 million Filipinos and dominates global abaca supply, with exports generating hundreds of millions of dollars annually. This year's 2025 Likhang Habi endeavors to support farmers, mitigating the negative impact of Trump's 19% tariffs on abaca exports to the U.S. Well, with us now for more is Undersecretary Ali Atienza, the Executive Director of the Philippine Fiber Industry Development Authority, or PhilFIDA. Good to see you, Usec Ali. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ms. Cathy, and to everyone who's watching, good morning po.
Okay, so how is the Likhang Habi coming along? It is still open till Sunday.
Yes, actually, I'm very excited about it because, this group, Habi, the Philippine Textile Council has been very active ever since. In fact, they've been there for decades already, and it shows like how they love the country, how they love, Philippine fiber. And, the reason why I took this job also is because I see the potential of our Philippine fibers, especially abaca, which is endemic to the Philippines. And we all know the whole world is looking at sustainability, biodegradable products, and this is what we have. Abaca, for example, is a type of plant that the more you cut, the more it grows. So which means ito yung pinaka-sustainable among all.
It is indeed a really exciting time, but it is as well as perilous because when we talk exports, then we have to worry about the tariffs that have come into effect. 19% of all the abaca exports, the value-added abaca exports going to the U.S., now feeling that pinch. Do you have any metrics as to how the impact had been so far since it came into effect last August?
Well, of course, in terms of exports, we've been going down for the past decades, no? And but then again, we do have a demand both locally and internationally. Let me just say that the problem here is we have more than enough raw material in the Philippines. The whole eastern border of the Philippines has abaca, and we do have the demand, such as the tropical fabric law. But of course, a majority of Filipinos or government officials are still using clothing from Shopee and Lazada, which is from China. However, we are really pushing hard to use all this from Philippine abaca to cotton to pineapple. For us, what we need is to process it in the country. And that's exactly what we're trying to do now with PhilPHIDA.
Okay, talk to us about processing because that means supply chains. I mean, you got to fix that and make sure that we actually process the material to export them value added because that gives us a lot more revenues and also help the farmers in turn.
Correct. Actually, I agree with you on that. Of course, in terms of processing, there is a bit of a problem. But let me just say, maybe by end of the year or early next year, we will be adding abaca to our plastics. Since we are importing about 600,000 metric tons of plastic, if we add 20% of that, then we can triple our production already for abaca.
For what use, though? I mean, that's interesting. You're using plastic to even exponentially grow abaca and its use. Could you talk to us about the demand then? You said demand here was growing as well as internationally, but where and how?
Well, number one is actually Europe. Of course, Japan still uses our money, our abaca for their money. On one side, I guess we're pushing now for a local, for the local demand because apparently a lot of textile makers, furniture makers, they do want to use abaca, but they don't know where to buy it. And that's exactly what we're doing now. Soon, actually by next year, we will have an application wherein we will tap the local market to other buyers, not just locally, but internationally.
Which brings us to the Lazadas and the Shopees. You said that that's the problem. They're not buying abaca because they're not on those platforms. What is PhilPHIDA now doing to actually bring them to the online platform to make sure that they can go global?
Correct. We are actually, since I arrived, I was able to fix our ISSP, that's an ICT platform. And by next year, we will have a budget for it, which means we can start developing the application wherein we can connect from farmers to processors, and of course, not just in the Philippines, but to the whole world.
Okay, so in the meantime, what do we do then? Do we pivot towards the European market? I mean, what sort of maybe a ratio you're looking at? Because right now it's really all going to the U.S. and it's being slapped 19% of tariffs.
Well, the U.S. is not just the only country that we're actually sending our abaca, no? And actually, most of it is going to Europe, Japan, China, and other countries. And like I said, no, we cannot rely on just international market. What we need is actually to have a domestic, to be able to fix our domestic needs for our Philippine fiber.
And if we do fix our domestic needs, what can this market present to the farmers? Apart from the overseas market, how much of an opportunity can they have here?
Actually, what we've been doing now is really connecting the farmers directly to the processors. There's a new program that we're doing. It's called Adopt a Farm, which means because well, our farmers are earning so little. I mean, from 2,500 to 3,500 a month. That's inhumane. And what we're doing now is connecting all these processors, both local and international, directly to the farmers so they can give them a salary or at least be able to actually sustain their lives and their families.
So what could be the best case then if 3,500 is inhumane a month? How much can farmers earn if we do fix our processes here?
Well, we're looking now at least doubling it first. Of course, it's still minimum, well, less than minimum. But at the end of the day, if we get to fix processing of all these fibers into finished goods, I think we will be able to give them a better life, better lives, at least.
Okay, so we have about a minute. What can viewers and streamers expect then if they indeed make a run for hobby, as it's on till Sunday, I believe, in Makati?
Yes, actually, I'm congratulating Habi, no, because they've been very active about it, and I'm inviting everyone. Let's go to One Ayala in Makati, and let's see, all these products. Because what I see here is also like this farmer should actually be able to do all these products also. No? I mean, we used to learn crochets in back in the day. Of course, a lot of people don't know that anymore, but. Philfida has been very active now. All the regions are actually going around. Of course, we do not have the manpower to be able to reach everyone, but we are actually recording everything. So soon it will be out in the internet. Again, let me invite everyone to Likang Hobby because they have been very active and they do have really, really nice products that I think Filipinos should see.
Indeed, and we've seen them in pictures in what we just showed there a couple of moments ago. Thank you so much and all the best. Usec Ali Atienza of Filipina.